Hey everybody, welcome to today's brain tanning workshop. We are getting ready to smoke a bunch of hides today. So my friend Todd and I, between us, have a big old pile of softened hides ready to be smoked, and we are getting them all set for the smoker. So I have a bunch of used jeans, and we are cutting the legs apart and sewing them into smoking skirts for keeping our hide bags away from the heat and the flames. So we'll make smoking skirts out of these legs, sewing up the sides, and then we're making hide bags. So these are hides that are well matched. So we kind of laid out all of our hides and went through and paired them together so that those hides that are similar size, shape, and thickness come together to make a hide bag such as this one here. And then the smoking skirt will get sewn to the bottom of this hide bag so that then when we go to smoke them in either a hole in the ground or a stove, the skirt itself is around the edge of the hole or around the chimney so that the hide is nowhere near the heat of the coals, so that it's not going to get damaged from the heat, which will tend to like shrink up the hide. So I've got glue, I've got needles and stout sewing thread. I've got my tool bag. We've got all of our hides and our jeans, and right here, a bag of punk wood, which is nice, blocky, rotten Doug fir. So that is what we will be using for smoking. But the purpose of this video is specifically to show you a technique that I've developed to make a nice loop to hang the hide from. We're going to be hanging these from a tripod, or you can use an orchard ladder, or you can dangle it from a structure or a tree. So in this case, I am sewing a loop into the bag so that I can smoke it inside out first with a grain side to the inside, like is the case with this bag. And then I'm going to smoke the opposite side, the flush side of the hide. So I'm going to turn the bag back to right side out. But when I do that, of course, my loops will disappear and then I won't have anything to hang the bag from, right? Haha, wrong, because with the technique I use, I simply pull the loop and it slides through, and now I have a loop that works on both sides. So I'm going to show you how I go about making a loop that can be used with a bag both inside out and right side out. So I make my loop from some of the scraps from cutting the crunchy edges from around the outside of the hide. So I take a nice flexible piece and I tie it into a loop just with an overhand knot, and then I'm going to put it in basically right where the tail of the hides would have been. And then I'm going to take my stout thread and needle and I'm going to stitch a few stitches around the right hand, let's get that a little closer, the right hand side of the loop. And then I'm going to slide this over and kind of collapse that down so it's nice and small. And then I'm going to stitch again on the other side of that loop. So essentially, rather than sewing through the loop itself, I'm sewing a tight tube around it with stitches on either side so that this is going to be able to slide back and forth. So I'm going to do that with both sides of the loop. So there'll be 4 places of sturdy stitches. The right side of the right side, the left side of the right side, the right side of the left side, and the left side of the left side, so that I get a loop like you see here that can slide back and forth and be used whichever direction I'm hanging that hide. So a good little hide smoking tip for you all, and get out there and get tanning. Buckskin is awesome stuff. Thanks, folks.